you do with $200? Well, quite a bit. You can take your family and friends out for a nice dinner, you can buy some nice new clothes, or just simply save it for the future. And me, however, I instead wasted $200 on the Nintendo eShop on the weirdest games I can find. And we're gonna talk about them today. $200 worth of weird Switch games. Not necessarily bad, not necessarily good. As long as the game makes you think, what? Then it's achieved its goal. First game on the list is Macbat 64, Journey of a Nice Chap. I got this game because I thought, wait, was this a game on the N64? I mean, that console has a lot of random games on it, so maybe this is just one that flew under my radar. You know, flew like a bat. I mean, it's got the blocky visuals, quirky looking characters, collecting random items spread throughout the map, but as it turns out, no. This was never a game on the N64, so thanks for lying, 0 stars. Macbat 64 is a really charming game that, as you can guess, is meant to be a throwback to the N64 platforming days of old. There's a ton of retro throwback games nowadays, but not too many of them have attempted that Banjo-Kazooie Mario 64 style of throwback, so kudos to Macbat for that. But with all of that being said, this game is just that short of being good. There's a reason only a few N64 platformers are considered classics. It's hard to make a huge world feel full of life and things to do. Macbat's biggest issues are that the stages feel very devoid of life. There's collectibles you'll need to find and things to do, but apart from that, the stages are just really empty. Now don't get me wrong, the stages themselves are really cute and have strong themes, even having Macbat change outfits to fit those themes. And the music and sound effects, it sounds like something straight out of Banjo-Kazooie. So, should you give Macbat a try? The level of effort and charm found throughout this game is unreal. Everything from putting eyes on random objects, instantly turning them into characters is something I love. I mean, dude, there's even a Mario Kart mission in the game. Macbat knows what it is, and it does it really well. Also, you have no idea how many times in this video I said MatPat instead of Macbat. But hey, that's just a theory. What the heck is this? Inconsiderate. This is a game about doing things, making decisions, if you will. For example, a couple wants to sit down on the bus and I'm in the middle, so it's up to me to decide if I should move over and let them sit together or not. Okay. Or maybe we control a dog on whether or not he sits down when his owner says so. Or a guy is asking out a girl and she says, if you hit this last pin, I'll go out with you. So, when he misses the thing by a mile, we can play God and control the pin on whether or not it goes down. This game is so strange. It's just scenario after scenario. I'm not leaving anything out, by the way. This is the game, making life decisions that, for the most part, are pretty realistic and you've probably experienced at some point in your life. You know, like deciding whether or not to take part in a wave. And after you make your decisions, the game will tell you, hey, you're mildly considerate. Thank you. There really aren't any right or wrong answers. As you've probably guessed by now, you control the red characters. Anything that's red, it's your decision to choose what happens. The art style is very divisive. I can't tell if this is adorable or absolutely hideous. And it is funny seeing what scenarios come from the game. Like, obviously the dark part of you wants to choose the inconsiderate options just to see what'll happen. like what the heck was that? There's a lot of mileage you can get out of these games. And yes, games with an S. Or a Z, yeah. There are 3 considerate games out there, each one getting more and more wild than the last. There's so much replay value here, and it's perfect to show and bust out with friends and family, with its simple concept and controls. Bite-sized Japanese moments that you get to control and take part in. It's perfect. I mean, we were bound to get an anime waifu game eventually, right? Or maybe I'm just a sicko, I'm sorry, don't hate me. Gun Pixies. There's a story. Obviously, we don't care. So in this game, you... What am I doing with my life? So in this game, we play as little girls, but this time little in the literal sense. I guess we're also aliens trying to fill the world with love and happiness and whatever. So we have a gun that shoots out endorphins to make this giant lady feel good. We gotta hit her all over her body, and I do mean everywhere. And if we do a good job, we get rewarded with... Yeah, don't play this game with your parents around, or with anyone around to be fair. But do you sadly want to know the worst part about this game? Is that there's not enough giant lady shooting gameplay. I played this game for about an hour, and 80% of it was just the story that nobody cares about. It's a good thing I'm really good at Mario Party minigames because I was able to mash the A button and speed through this crap. This game is literally hopping around a giant bedroom, which is charming, and shoot your love at them. And they never run away or fight back or anything. You're just shooting a stationary target while they moan. Wonderful. And that's literally Gun Pixies. If you can find the will to care about the story, you'll have a great time, probably. Apart from that, though, you're just staring at giant anime girls and shooting them. Please keep your fetishes out of my Nintendo Switch! You know, this hurts. I really wanted the GTA Definitive Edition to be good. Vice City and San Andreas are classics, and now we can play all of them on a modern console, but alas. The game is a broken down mess, littered with glitches and game-breaking bugs. How do you ruin PS2 games? Like, do you have to try to make it this bad? These games are already choppy and kinda messed up as is, but now you gotta deal with this? Oh! It just makes you question reality. And this collection was $60, may I remind you. I was already kinda iffy on spending that much on a PS2 game, when you can literally go on eBay and find them for as low as $1. But the fact that the games don't even work properly and are actively and consistently full of glitches just makes this a purchase I very much regret.
Hey, get yourself a beer, son. I'll catch up with you.
Even if it is sometimes kinda funny. Demon Turf, a game about cute demon girls, oh boy, but this time not in a cringy generic dating sim, but instead in an actual fun game. In Demon Turf you play as a young demon named Beebs. How young? Probably too young. This game has a really cool aesthetic. It's a 3D platformer with 3D environments, but Beebs herself is drawn as a 2D character. It's a really unique action platformer. You'll be jumping around looking for collectibles, you know, platformer things, but Beebs has all kinds of special abilities for combat. Like whatever this is. The gameplay itself for Demon Turf is alright, but what really gives it such high praise in my book is the style. The game is so stylized, with its thick outlines around the characters, dark and edgy environments, and cool hip-hop music. And I love the side characters, equally as charming with awesome character designs on par with the main character. Usually I'm not a fan of games that go for style over substance, but Demon Turf manages to make the style a part of the substance. The weird, edgy level design helps fuel the, at its core, simple platforming gameplay. Now that's not something you see every day. You know who'd really like this game? Pan Pizza of Rebel Taxi. He's got everything he likes. Stylized graphics, cartoony aesthetic, evil little demon girls, you know. I would 100% recommend Demon Turf to everyone. Money well spent. 20 ladies. Oh man, I didn't know there were that many. So in this game, you don't actually play as a lady. Honestly, I'm shocked. but instead this pink cube of meat going through platforming challenges. This is just Super Meat Boy. The only difference is that instead of a challenging game with complex platforming and a rewarding feeling you get when you conquer them, here, when you beat a stage, you get a picture of a girl. That's it. I hate this. But you want to know the funniest thing about this game? Apparently, Sony had some kind of censorship strike or whatever, so they were very much against anything involving a somewhat revealing girl. So, when 20 Ladies was released on the PS4, it was edited to instead become 20 Bunnies. Bunny girls! I like that so much better. So hey, if you're a furry, then buy this game on PS4. I seriously cannot believe this is a real thing. Who am I kidding? Of course I can believe it! This is the furry agenda! Alright, so far I've spent around $140 and needed one last game to finish off the list. I bought DC Superhero Girls. Why is this $60? I mean, it's a fine enough game, I guess. It feels like any superhero game from the 2000s. Yeah, pick one. Teen Titans, Fantastic Four, Batman. Like, the game is serviceable enough, I guess. You play as multiple different DC superhero girls, who would have guessed, and need to fight crime and do random heroic deeds. The game is a little bit of everything. A beat 'em up, a platformer, a teenage life simulator, dress up. Like, listen, it's not terrible, but $60? Is it because the player base, I would assume, are mostly children who are fans of the show, and they can convince their parents to drop the money on the game, as opposed to an adult fan who'd be like, nah, I'll wait for it to go on sale. Again, not terrible. My only other real complaint is that shouldn't a game like this be multiplayer? I mean, it's just a simple beat 'em up with a lot of heroes to choose from, and they're a team already within the game. There's no I in team. Did we learn nothing in school? I don't know. Makes sense to me. At least the game has voice acting.
So we're always ready to fight to protect the city. Oops, no one's supposed to know I'm a superhero.
Believe me, that goes a long way in my book. And that, my friends, was how to quickly waste $200 on the Nintendo eShop. Alright, maybe waste is kind of a harsh word. We did manage to come across some hidden gems I'll be playing on my personal time, so let me know. What's the biggest waste of money you've spent on the eShop? And until next time, I'm actually going to be playing DC Superhero Girls. Dang it, this game is kind of fun and I hate it.